All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It is 12:03 in the afternoon of September 29th, 2021, and today I get to do a negative $189 recap. And it's really too bad. GREE gave me one hell of a hard time today. And not only that, but it also distracted me from a couple of other things that would have been much more profitable. So I did manage to make some money on Dollar Tree today and on some puts that I bought on AFRM. I bought, and so we'll just kind of go over it. First, I want to go over GREE. This is one that started popping up as I was doing my morning strategy session. And of course, I bought at, I think it was $31.35 right here. It says it went up to a high of $31.12, but I was filled at 31.31 or something. $31 and I can't remember. Higher than that. And of course, it dipped down on me, and that was pre-market. And it dipped down on me by a couple of bucks, and so I was like, okay, let me let this thing go before it turns into 8:56 right here. 8:56 in the morning right here is when I initiated that trade, and it went down. I only traded 100 shares, so I was willing to take a little bit more risk than usual. But I got to cap the losses somewhere, and so $200 was like, I was like, okay, look, I can't let this thing go against me, by any more than $200. That's a day's worth of risk, sometime pretty much for me. Usually $200 is kind of a tight amount of risk for me, but sometimes if I'm just not really in the groove or not doing things well, then $200 will be my day cap, and I'll just call it at that. Well, anyway, so I tried trading it like right here, or actually right here, and wound up getting out somewhere around right there, $2 lower, almost exactly $2 lower. So wherever that was. So then I was watching it, and I was like, okay, well, here we have a break through the morning high. So I took a trade right there, and I tried to get out. I was in at about $31.20 for the break of $31.12, and it ran up. I only traded 100 shares. It ran up and went as high as, let's see, 31.71 here, and then ran back down again. And so on that one, let's see. You can see 9:31, this trade at 9:31 in the morning. That one right there for 100 shares. And unfortunately wound up losing 69 and 65 cents right there at 9:31 in the morning. It's really, really too bad. Then 9:57. Let's see. So I was keeping an eye on it, and this level right here, this 29. Where did I get that level? I think that was the open. Yep, there it is. Okay, so here's the open. Actually, I might have that already up. Let's see. Oh no, for whatever reason, I don't have that up already. I must have taken it down at some point or something. So right here on this candle, it pushed through its open again. And as soon as it did, you can see a little bit of an increased volume. Now volume over here, if you look over here, volume says 4.67 thousand, but that's not right. The stock has traded, let me pull up the level too. The stock has traded 21 million shares today, 21.5 million shares today. And so I was like, okay, the break of the open. Well, it broke the open and it sold off. It broke its open and sold off. And this is after it grinded. It did a grind all the way down to 28.17 and ground its way all the way back up to the open. And I was like, I was just like, BS. It's not going to go back to its open and then get rejected. It's not going to spend all this time I was watching, the fight and the push past the open. These are just, people, Johnny come latelys, whatever it is, who are, decided they're going to take profits at the open. So I was like, okay, no, I'm sticking with this. And I held on to the 100 shares, and then it started to run. So I was like, okay, good, it's running. And it ran up to as high as $30.50. And then the level 2 just dumped. So, and I was like, okay, crap, let me just get out of this thing. So this is the 10:02 time frame. And that was pretty much a break-even trade, yeah, right there. 957. It says 957 is the entry, but yeah, okay. So 957 was the entry, and the exit was on this candle right here at 10:02, and so it was a break-even trade at 10:02. A 2-cent loss. So then I gave it another shot with another 100 shares at 10:11. 10:07. Oh yeah. So here what we have here is this run up right here, and then a really small amount of consolidation right here, right? So we've got this flag formation right here. And so the breakout, the next 1 minute breakout was, over $31.99. So I took the trade, right here, and it dumped on me. And let's see, that was the 10:11. Let's find that one. 10:11. Yep, there it is, right there. 10:11. And so then 10:15, I gave it another shot with another 100 shares. 10:15. Yep, for this break right here. And it popped up and dumped on me. God. No, this thing was just not behaving to according to momentum at all, and it just kicked my butt all morning. So I think right there I finally stopped trying to trade it. Let's see. Oh no, one more. Made one more shot here. Looks like maybe at noon. I don't know what time that is. It's not giving me a time right here. I don't know. It was certainly the break for a high. Let's see. I don't know. It may have been for the break right here at 31.14, but I don't remember. And actually, you know what? I do remember. And I did manage. No, I lost 84 cents on that one. I was gonna say I did manage to get out of it without too much pain, but no, that's not true. Yeah, horrible trading on this thing today. And it was kind of what I've seen in typical momentum setups lately. Instead of breaking through into new highs and then running up and squeezing up, the breaks of new highs get sold. Now, with all that said, let me go through the other trades, and I'll show you what's really disappointing about today. What's actually this isn't terribly disappointing. I traded according to the strategy. I wasn't able to get out, profitably on a couple of really fast trades. I wanted to see it run. It didn't run. I did manage to keep my risk relatively low. Only trading 100 shares at a time. So anyway, that's disappointing enough. But there's something else I'll show you here in a minute. So let's see. What's the next thing? Dollar Tree. Okay. So Dollar Tree was on watch this morning, and this thing opened up and just took off. Let's see. And so what's partially disappointing here is because I was paying so much attention to GREE, which wasn't profitable, I missed out on a couple of decent entries right here on Dollar Tree, and I wound up getting in on this thing really late at $98.25. Let's see, 98.25. Where is it? There was a high that was broken. I was like, okay, there's a consolidation right in here. This thing's obviously pointed at $100. I was like, okay, this thing's aiming at busting through $100 today. That's what this is all about, right? And so I was like, all right, let me Let me see if I can get, I was in at $98.25, and I'm trying to figure out here. It was back in here, right in here, because I remember thinking to myself, okay, cool, look, it's consolidating and starting to move back up again. It was in this candle right here. And I was like, okay, cool. It'll it's going to get its next round of power. I'm kind of buying the dip right here, and it's running, and then it started to sag down again. And I was like, sitting here, just like, I was just kind of rolling my eyes, like, cussing to myself, not out loud, so no one around me would get upset or anything. But then so I gave it some time, and fortunately, it dipped down. I was down by about $100 on it for a little bit, and then it came back up, and buyers came in, and it's right here. So I wound up selling it for about $1.70 in profit, and it made this stab up above $100 right here. Made a high of $100.29, and then fell back down and was showing a little bit of weakness right in here. And so then I sold, I sold in this candle right here. But you can see that candle right there turned around, and it bobbed around below 100, but then it found the power to break through. And now it's trying to hold. $10.37 is from back here. There's a gap over here. This is the daily. And here's the bottom of this gap. So this thing, it closed on the 25th of August. The close was $106.32. I reported earnings the next day, and then it opened, gapped down to $97.25. So although this is the true gap between $97.25 and the, let's see, the open here is $105.28, I've found that the closest sort of next closest low point to the gap is where you'll see resistance. So I put 103.37 up there for resistance, and it did a pretty decent job of it gave a good ballpark for where resistance was going to be found today. And so it popped up close to 100.37 and then started to fall away. So I was like, okay, let me just take profits here, because if it had started to just roll over from that point on, I would have been extremely disappointed. I got into this thing late as it was because I wasn't paying attention to it, because I was paying attention to GREE, a really stupid trade. And then, so an entry here would have been, here's the morning high, $93.93. A break of that high would have been a good spot, to enter. Although it would have dipped down to, almost $1. That's not bad. Would have been a great spot to enter. So and it's disappointing that I was paying attention to GREE instead of Dollar Tree. Then another one, let's see, AFRM, I'll look at that one in a minute. Yeah. Energizer this morning, I have this support level on Energizer this morning at roughly $39.30. So Energizer opened up pretty high, and then it dumped down below, but then it crossed back above again. And so buyers coming in right here at this support level, roughly the support level, it's only 20 cents away, would have been a terrific spot to have entered it, like say $39.35. And right now, the stock is at $39.82. So 50 cents range, but you know what? It was on the board this morning. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at, buying support here and possibly breaking through resistance here, but I wasn't paying attention. Now, the big one that I wasn't paying attention to is PALT. Look at this thing. Actually, this was a stock that was on the watch list on the 27th, 2 days ago, for insider buying, but no other really news. Let's see. Here's the 27th. So the insider buying happened on the 24th. It was reported on the 27th. And so if I were paying attention to this thing, the obvious entry point here would have been a break for $5.75. And now look at the way this thing took off. And it's behaving well. And it's behaving well. Look at this. Here's the 1 minute. So let's see. Morning high, then a break above the morning high and a move higher. Then, a little bit of a pullback consolidation area right here. Consolidates. Here's the next sort of higher move, 722. Look at that, boom, breaks. And goes squeezes into a halt on the way up. This is the way that momentum is supposed to behave. These are the entries, these are the telegraphed entries. And so by the time I started paying attention to this, it was already after 10:30. It was the stock price had already moved above $9, and I had cold feet. I was like, I've been sitting here getting burned by all morning by momentum on GREE that has not behaved according to momentum rules at all. And here we go. And so I just kind of this is the point where I know I can't trade because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated just looking at this, right? Because I wasn't in on this. I'm frustrated just looking at this because it gave so many clear and concise entry signals and just made beautiful moves, momentum moves on the way up. And what was I doing? I was wasting my time with GREE, So even when I came over to this, I wanted to pull the trigger, but I was feeling frustrated at the time, angry and frustrated. And I can't trade like that. I can't trade when I'm angry and frustrated. I end up making mistakes, even worse than ones that I made while I wasn't angry and frustrated, if you can believe that. So, here it goes. There it went. So sad, too bad. Tomorrow's a new day. But really, here's a stock. Let's see, GRE, or I'm sorry, PL. It's up 150% on the day. Where was I? Just trying to make something happen on some POS. Super choppy, super crowded baloney. Darn shame. Okay, so AFRM. I'm looking for an entry on AFRM, and it's actually below the price where I'm interested. I don't see it. There's a lot of stuff here. Let me kind of get this stuff off the. Let's see if I can find. I'm looking at 121. Yeah, 121.80. So AFRM, I'm interested in. I want to invest in the stock. Once all this kind of weakness in the market shakes out, which I think we're getting really close or into buy areas. But I was looking at this thing today, and it was looking really weak. It opened, couldn't break past. Here's its open right here. And then it couldn't break past. Let's see if I have that. I do. I know I do. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so it opened at 119.96 and just couldn't bust back through its opening price and keep moving. And that's actually where I would have looked for an entry. But I didn't have this. I didn't have this up. I didn't have that Fibonacci up, which I wish I had up, because it did give a really good entry right here at this Fibonacci. This is the 50% Fibonacci, and it gave a really good entry right here at 116.58 for the move back above this Fibonacci to make it into the next Fibonacci. There was definitely a trade there, but again, I wasn't paying attention and I wasn't fully aware of this range because I had turned it off before I'd started, before the bell rang. So this morning I was looking at, let's see, what was the level? I think it's this level right here. I have there it is, yeah, 116. So I bought puts on AFRM this morning for a trade below $116. And I wound up getting in actually a little bit late for the break below. Let's see, this is the 5 minute. And I wound up getting in at roughly 115.64 right here, this close below. And so it went down to as low as 113.48, but I'm pretty sure. So I opened the put position somewhere around 1550, and then I wound up closing it somewhere around 1408. And so I only got on those, I only got 64 cents profit on two puts, on two put contracts on 200 shares. So, you know, it was worth 127 bucks. You know, I managed to claw back some of the losses from my terrible, like if I hadn't traded GREE at all, then I'd be up close to 300 bucks on the day. But because for whatever reason I had myself fixed that I was going to make money on GREE, well, it didn't work out too well. So too bad, so sad. That's the way it goes sometimes, though. So there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day, and so a $189 loss isn't too bad. I can make that up in a day. And so I can sleep at night. All right, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I leave, let's look at the broader market here. We've got the VIX is really spiking up. I put this level on the VIX here. Let's see. Yeah, so I put this on the daily here as a peak. The VIX is actually looking like it's starting to try to trend. The economic forecast has things looking pretty rosy over during the fourth quarter and Q1 and Q2 of 21 and 21. So I don't think that this rise in the VIX is going to stick around for much longer than the next couple of weeks. I could be wrong, though. This thing it tried to stab below this support level down here and drop below it. It's actually a resistance level because it's the VIX, but whatever. 3 strikes are out. It had sort of 3 little regions of opportunity there now. So what happens is after something can't dive down below a certain level, it's like, well, let's see what's up above. Let's explore up above. And then once something can't make it past what's up above, it's like, okay, well, let's see what's down below, kind of thing. So the VIX is definitely turning up quite a bit here. Interesting little coincidence. I have this 2476 line, and yesterday it came up to 24.82 and then fell away. So this roughly 2476 area is a level of resistance, a level to watch on the VIX. I think, if the data is correct, if what the forecasts is correct on what's going to happen during Q4, the fourth quarter of this year, the first quarter of next year, and the first quarter or the second quarter of the next Q1 of 2021 and Q2 of 2021, as well as Q4 of 2020, are supposed to be rip-roaring bullish because the economic data, according to GDP and inflation, are supposed to be just great. So, yeah, all right. So, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. That's not good. Yeah, Bitcoin's looking like it's losing some ground. To close below. So here we go on the daily right here. 42,000 is an important level. Here we have the first close below 42,000. And now here in just a technical sense, this is the first, you want to say, I'll call it the first confirmation. It's not exactly a confirmation because really a confirmation are two successive closes below a level. So if we close in this 24-hour period, if we close below 42,000 today, then confirmation below 42,000 is in, and Bitcoin has further downside to explore, which I imagine will be somewhere around 31 to 32,000. Somewhere around 32,000 is the next spot for it to test if it closes below today. Let's see. This is the SPX. I've got a level at 43.20 today for the SPX. See if we find any support there. Yeah, things are looking a little bit bearish, but it's just kind of the time of the year. You know, it's just the time of the year that things get soft. All right, everybody. That is going to be the recap for the day. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at tomorrow morning's strategy session. I am out.